Welcome everybody to our session number 2 of our podcast today. Hi Akash, how are you doing?
Good, man. So this is our second podcast. It's pretty exciting, and we have a lot of cool stuff to cover today.
Okay.
One thing being, I guess, the new Amazon Prime Video feature, where you can have dialogue boost. So basically, what they're saying is you can. There are some times when you're watching a movie and like you it's interesting, but then you feel like you missed out on what the person said. But then you like rewind back and then try to watch it, pay more attention, maybe put the subtitles on if they're off, and that takes away from the whole experience of being immersed in that movie. And basically what they're doing right now is using artificial intelligence to boost scenes where they feel like this is happening, and so that you can clearly hear the dialogue. And this will work across every device. So whether you're watching it on a phone, on a computer, or even a home theater system, it'll work regardless on either system. And what are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I actually haven't heard it. I will experience it. Thank you for the details. But just tell me one thing: does it really make a difference?
Does it really make a difference?
Now, say I'm just watching it on a TV, right, with no external speakers, just TV speakers.
I mean, I guess this whole thing it depends on the room, and depends on how far you are from whatever device you're watching it on. So if you're watching it like from a TV like 5 feet away from you, I don't think you would even need to use this feature. But if you don't have a home theater system and you're like about 10-12 feet away from the TV, this might come in and become a useful feature then. If you do have a home theater system already, though, I don't know how beneficial this would be, and maybe this might mess around with the truth in the movie, because you're messing around with what the director's intended. So you're not watching what the director wanted you to watch. And I think as a home theater enthusiast, I would choose not to use it. But it's a nice to have for anybody that's just trying to, engage themselves in a story whenever they get the time to on smaller devices, I guess.
Okay, smaller devices, you mean like a phone or a tablet, right?
Yeah. And the thing is, this is not across all content yet. This is on some of the content. So shows like, it says out here, Daisy Jones and the Six, or even The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, The Big Sick. I think they'll bring it on to a lot more shows coming soon, I guess. But I think it's pretty cool that they're doing this at a server level so that it's working across all devices. It's not like you need a separate hardware to like make use of this feature. So that's pretty nice.
And is this even applicable for music?
Nope.
No,
it's just content specific. They're doing this on specific content. So if the content has been given that functionality, then I guess it would only work on that.
All right.
I don't see the point in doing this for music, though.
So to make it less complicated, you should have a home theater system. Let's make it.
Yeah, I mean, why not, right? I guess cinema halls aren't doing justice in India, at least in my opinion. I don't think I've seen any theaters that can compare to the home theater experiences that we can deliver. Maybe not the first day, first show. Like if you want that, you're still gonna have to go to a theater. But now, like if you wait like a month, you'd get like the same movie at home on any streaming service. So I would rather wait that month and do it like that.
All right. Akash, thank you so much for the details and the info. Talking about home theater systems, we have something new in our store now.
You're talking about the BMW 700?
Yes, I am talking about the BMW 700 series. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, man, there's so much to talk about that speaker. There's so many things new in it. Honestly, I'm just impressed with the finishing. Like the minute we unboxed it at the store and like we pulled the fabric off of it, it was just an experience of itself. I was sold there myself. I wanted to take it home. And then the minute we hooked it up to, I think we're using it with the Roxanne Atessa streamer out here. Like done. Like I know it's a system that will deliver great stereo performance no matter what.
Okay. So we have this S703 S3 series. There is a lot of difference between the S703 S3 and the 703 S2.
Yeah, there is a lot of difference. The 700 S2 I think came out in 2017. Now we're in 2023, and we have the S3. So they've taken their time to really develop and improve it, and I think they've done a lot of R&D to deliver close to 800 series kind of sound with the 700 series. You can't really compare them. They're really different cabinet sizes. The 800s are much larger speakers, but they've basically taken a lot of the technology in their flagship 800 series and then trickled it down a little bit into the 700 series across the board, and also made, I think, significant improvements to their cabinet design. And yeah, I think that's why I felt like it sounded really nice. We have the 703 S3. Also, I think a lot of the new S3 models have, more S3 models have the tweeter on top technology. So if you know BMW have in the 800 series the tweeters on the top, and then a mid-range separately, and then the woofer cabinet, and the 3 separate cabinets for one speaker. Basically what they've done with the 700 series is take that tweeter on top and give it to more of the speakers in the line, and also improved the materials used and a lot of different things on the speaker itself. And yeah, I think there's reasons why it sounds so much better. For a home theater, I don't know, it's great for a home theater also, but we haven't hooked it up out here in that configuration with the center channels, so haven't heard it like that. But it sounds great. You can't argue with the performance of that speaker.
Okay, talking about home theater, like at the moment we have paired it with the Roxana Tessa for the stereo setup, right? Now, talking about home theater, which amplifier, AV receiver would you recommend to power these kind of speakers?
If I was using the BMW 700 S3 in a home theater, if I was just getting started, ideally I would want to use a separate pre-power configuration, but if I was just trying to get the job done nice, sweet and easy and fast, I would trust the Denon 6700 to take care of it. As a all-in-one unit, it would really bring out the best out of those speakers, especially because it's made in Japan and it's got the better build quality than the rest of Denon's models.
Talking about new things at the store and new products at the store, we do also have something more exciting, something brand new at the store. Can you tell us what it is?
I wouldn't say more exciting, but definitely equally exciting would be the Beosound Theater. I think there's a lot of videos about that particular soundbar online, and I had seen, I think, all of them. I really wanted to get them into the store, and I think we finally have it out here. Took a while to get it set up, but once it's set up, you just can't stop staring at it. It just looks insane. In terms of sound quality as a soundbar, it's a great sounding soundbar, but I feel like you do need to use the B&O subwoofer with it. I don't think it completely completes itself, and it's not enough bass for my expectations of sound when I'm watching a movie. Because especially when you're watching movies like Six Underground and there's a lot of action sequences, subwoofers are doing a lot of work, and when you force that bar into doing that job, you take it really loud and then you might distort.
Okay, talking about adding speakers to this, I heard that you can add wired and wireless speakers to the soundbar. Is that true?
Yeah, this gets a little complicated territory. I don't know how many people would want to do this. Basically, people are going to want to add more speakers. I don't think people care whether it's wired or wireless as such. We would prefer to do it the wired route because that's more stable. But yeah, you can basically hook up, I think, 8 wired speakers plus another 8 wireless speakers of B&O with this to use it in a multi-channel home theater configuration. So the Beosound Theater will basically get you started into the universe of Bang & Olufsen home theater sound. As an all-in-one, you pretty much get everything out the gate, but you can build on that experience by adding that subwoofer, maybe adding a front left and right, surround left and right, an Atmos channel with the B&O Celestial speakers. You could even add a front left and right wide, maybe surround side, left, right. So basically, yeah, that's a very scalable solution. I don't really know how many people would really want to do something like that, but it's nice that B&O have thought about so much to make sure that this brand becomes more accessible to so many more people, because it's now scalable and you don't have to put in a bunch of money just to get a B&O speaker home anymore. I mean, it's still a lot, don't get me wrong, but you can kind of get started for a lot lesser than you would have had to before.
Okay, so the other day we were actually installing the Beosound theater. It's actually pretty complicated, right? Do you think we should make a video about installation?
I don't know, man. That's a question for, I guess, the guys out there. If you do want to see something like that, please do comment and we will get something going on that front. Although disassembling that and putting that back together is going to be really painful. But if you do want to check out how we made that happen, make sure to comment. And we have it hooked up on the motorized floor stand. You can mount this 3 different ways, right? So, and it also comes in 3 different sizes. So there's a 55 inch, a 65 inch, and a 77 inch.
And okay, so I heard that there's a specific TV model you can use for the Beosound theater, or you can use any TV brand or model for this.
The theater is a part of their flexible living series, right? So you can kind of use it with any TV, but they do recommend you use it with one of their own TVs because the synergy is just much better.
Okay.
Like you could use it with if you're wall mounting it, you could pretty much use it with any TV as long as you're running the HDMI cable. You could also place it on a table stand or on the motorized floor stand that's sold separately, but yeah, you can get it on the motorized floor stand, and I think that looks the best. I do think when you do that though, the speaker does lie a little lower to the ground than ideal, because you want your front speakers to be in line with your ear level, but because the TV height also needs to make sense, you can't watch the TV at a really high height, so you would want to have it on maybe on a wall mount or a table stand config.
We have it in our store. It sounds epic. It sounds amazing. But it also depends on the size of the TV, right? What's the maximum size I can, ideal basically to put?
77 inch.
77?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically the bar doesn't change in size or anything like that. It's just the side plates that come, and you can extend the size of the sound bar like that. The plates get longer to match in line with the TV. I don't think it matters that much if you're not using it on the motorized floor stand, or if you're mounting it on the table stand with the TV right above it. If the TV is on the wall and the bar is below it, I think you'd be fine with not having it matched exactly. If you're using it with a 85 inch TV or a 97 inch OLED, it would still look great with the 77 inch.
So you have heard the Beosound theater. What do you think?
It sounds nuts. It's pretty crazy. There's like a front left, a front right, a center channel, a surround, an Atmos, bass drivers, all of that just shoved into something that tiny. I think the Ambio came a few years ago and tried to do that, but I think they're using the same drivers across the same shared drivers for everything, full range drivers. These are separate tweeter configs with separate dedicated mid-range with a woofer, all packed into something that slim. Hasn't been done before, and I'm glad that B&O have decided to do that, and then decided to make it accessible to so many people. Yeah, I think that's a lot of conversation today, but these are all things that we wanted to share with you guys.
Akash, I think we've covered a lot of interesting topics today. But again, it all depends on you guys. I mean, if you do have a specific topic or a specific product you want to talk about, do leave a comment below. And if you're watching YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. If you're listening to our podcast, please follow us and subscribe. And again, if you do have anything you want us to talk about, please let us know. Thank you, and thank you, Akash, again for today.
Yep, thanks so much for watching, and we will catch you guys again in the next one.